What was
Man,
that?
why'd you scream?
I was trying to bring us in.
Man, he did that Young Jeezy.
It's
We
embarrassing.
live. Let's go. 0 viewers.
16 minutes.
Oh, they've been waiting.
Man.
Y'all 16 minutes late.
We've been waiting for Nick Martin.
I mean, for the first time ever. I mean, we the only ones that do a podcast on Friday night.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's good.
I heard what other people do. They pre-record them and put them out.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Can you pre-record?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
pre-record it, but
Yeah.
the whole point is we want to get active. We want to get active followers.
Active viewers.
Hey,
Active
we're
viewers.
doing anything for viewers right now, ain't we?
Man, we doing anything for the
Something
views.
strange for a little change.
They've been waiting though.
They've been talking about it, ain't
They've
they?
been talking about it.
Are you
Man.
ready?
We about to get spicy tonight.
You gonna pray, Nick?
Yeah.
Pray us
Just
in.
got the notification.
Pray us in. Then we're gonna do an intro. We're gonna do a nice intro too.
Oh my God.
Pray us in, Reverend.
Why you do that? It's gonna be a nice intro.
Pray us in, Edward.
Father, we thank you for today. I thank you for your grace and your goodness. I pray that whatever we discuss today, we just do it so trying to glorify you. I thank you for the work that you're doing in our lives. I pray that if anyone doesn't know you that's listening to this podcast, that they know they can come to know you in a real and personal way. In Christ's name, amen.
Hey man, was that generic?
What?
Was that a generic prayer?
No, it was good. What
Heaven
you
said
say?
you look skinny.
Yeah.
I feel bad. She was talking about me.
Let's go.
Drew, why you snuck on the wall?
That's why-
though?
hey,
I
that's
feel
why-
bad
Man,
for
look.
Drew.
Hey, that's why
Y'all got
I
all
wanted-
the space.
Jill, that's why I took off my hoodie. I was like, I ain't wearing that big hoodie.
Look, you snugged on
She
the
said
wall.
Nick looks skinny.
Thank you, Heaven. I've been at the
Man,
gym.
Welcome to another
No worries.
edition of Trust the Process podcast.
You don't even sound
Something's
like
in
your regular
that-
voice.
Something's in that coffee he just drank.
It ain't even your regular voice.
Something's in that coffee.
You can
Welcome
still
to-
talk in your voice and do an intro.
Welcome to.
Don't do it.
It sounds like a
Stop.
creeper.
Welcome. We look good on that screen.
All right,
there.
go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
I know,
Do your
welcome
thing,
to
bro.
heaven.
Welcome to another
Who looks
edition
skinny?
of Trust the Process podcast. I am yours truly, Rob, the People's Plug Martin, joined by always the Italian Stallion, the Reverend Nicholas.
What's up,
Nicholas
guys?
Edward.
Nick looking skinny Martin.
Man, and as with his white tee, bangs in his
That's
white
why I
tee.
took off a hoodie. I was like, I
Man,
can
he
wear
thug
it.
it.
Man, he could taking it back in the white tee.
All right, let's
He's
go.
thugging.
Where you get that white tee from?
I don't know.
Man, look kind of thin in the wind.
I like it. It feels good.
He said I like it.
And,
I mean,
and
Guys,
Mr.
if y'all can make a donation to the podcast, it's 400 degrees in this room. Golly.
Hey, listen.
Should have heard him.
Rob's on that double,
There's
triple
no air
espresso.
movement in here, is there?
Rob's got amphetamine in his coffee.
And him right
There
there.
is
Mr.
no air
Irregular
movement
Strength
in this
himself,
room.
Julius Maddox, looking nice on the screen.
Why did my intro get delayed that long?
One in 7
Nick
billion.
talking
Let's
about
go.
his white t-shirt.
No, I was talking about there was no air movement in this room.
Anybody got any go or no's this week?
Uh,
Anybody? A go or a no?
A go or a no? I like what you put on Facebook. Is it a go or a no for your wife to pass gas right in front of you?
That's what me and Rob talked about a couple weeks, and he was quite bothered. Sorry, so we're gonna. This is gonna lead into our conversation,
I got
but
my-
we're talking about
my director friends.
it's about director frames. So listen, I said, is it okay for you to fart in front of your spouse? And there was a whole lot of mixed answers.
So what's your answer?
The majority was yes, it's okay.
The majority won?
The majority won, absolutely, 100%.
Wow.
So Rob, don't act confused. Don't act like you wasn't on the comments.
Man, the
He
majority
was commenting
nasty.
the majority rule. So when you've been with the spouse for X amount of time,
Why does the time matter?
I mean, because you get comfortable.
Hey, what's that one song? Don't ever get too comfortable.
Who sings that? I
I
never
don't know.
heard that. Who said that?
What song is that?
You sounded like Louis Legs when you sung that.
He sounded like he had a Marlboro Mild in his mouth.
He sounded like that one dude that sings "Hell to the No." I was like, God, Lord.
So look, I could tell. Listen, Amy said that's a hard no from Rob. I can tell by experience.
Did she answer for me?
I listen. I catch her drift. Like I can hear her voice right now saying that about you. I can't imagine. So listen. All I'm saying is when you've been with somebody for so long, like you accept them for who they are. So if they have to pass gas, yeah.
We ain't
I think
accepting them for who they are.
it becomes like a funny game, right?
Nah, who?
Like, gotcha.
I mean, to an extent, yeah. Like
Drew, I ain't to that point in my relationship
Yeah.
where we playing
Yeah.
funny games.
me and Heaven laugh about it, but I'll be like, dang,
Uh-uh.
are you all right? You know, that was a motorcycle. That was a Harley Davidson. But I've had my fair share. You know what I mean? Like I can't say nothing. You know, like But I'm just saying, Rob, what I hear is you're saying conditions.
No, well,
Like, yeah, that's what it is.
bro, you
Conditions.
can't Jesus
I know
juke
Amy.
me.
I know Amy.
I'm not. Well,
I know
how about
Amy.
Jesus?
I know
juke?
Amy.
How's it conditions?
I know Amy doesn't let it.
Because you're basing her
'Cause you know they
performance
used to
off
drink-
of.
You know they used to drink together. You know when you drink, you know she doesn't let one
Oh,
person.
I already know.
Hey,
Listen,
you know, look, you just act like you ain't hear it. You just keep
Yeah.
going.
look, Rob just be sitting there
Hey.
still. Rob be sitting there still like, I know she didn't just fart in front of me like that.
No, I didn't say conditions. I said you can't take a rose in its beauty and change it to a lily.
A what?
Look, Heaven says I should be able to be comfortable
That's
in my
right.
house
That's right.
around
It's
my
your
spouse,
house.
no matter what.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
y'all
right. It's your house.
living different.
I'm just saying, there's levels to this.
Man,
I'm saying
oh, now there's levels to it.
there's levels to it in the sense
Yeah.
of like if you had to fart
It
and
went
it was
from-
there and you farted, like what am I gonna say to you?
It went
Hold
from
that
playing
fart in,
games.
girl.
Yeah,
Don't you dare fart in front of me like that,
yeah.
or I'm gonna slap you. What you gonna do? You gonna punish her? So if she
I-
farts. I'm
hey,
saying if your wife started farting in front of you, what are you gonna do about it?
I have a choice.
What are you gonna do about it?
I have a choice.
Okay, well tell me what your choice is. What are you gonna do about
Some
it?
people just fart in their sleep too. So.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I'm sure you
different.
fart in your sleep.
That's different.
Yeah.
So if you was in the middle of the night and you
Y'all,
was,
sure
y'all
she-
can't make it okay. 'cause
I'm
it's
sure
okay
she
for
done seen
y'all.
a lot worse. Don't you bite your fingernails?
Man, no.
Than you used to?
No.
man, I know
I'm
you
sure
got a
she
weird
done seen
quirk. I know
a-
you got
yeah.
something that's weird.
I'm just saying, like, y'all are making it went from
I know what Rob does.
we play games.
Amy, can you rub my feet?
Hey, it went from how we play fart games to
Yeah, you gotta
now
be
it's
comfortable.
now it's conditional.
I mean,
You
like,
gotta be comfortable.
why can't you
I
just
said
be, why can't
conditions
you
because-
why can't you just be a woman?
well, why can't you
gotta
just
be
love your
comfortable.
wife?
I do.
I'm saying, well, love her through it.
That's why they make bathrooms.
I think there's
Nah.
a certain age and a certain point in your
yeah,
marriage.
when you can't hold it no more. When
Where-
you're 67,
Yeah, it's just all right to let it go, and
so it's all right for the first lady.
and
to
your
just let
wife
it
starts
go.
wearing moo-moos, and I like it's just like
That ain't
Hey,
a part of wearing moo.
My wife wears moo-moos right now.
yeah, it's just about comfortability.
Your
It's
wife
just
got a
about,
moo on right now, too.
Hey, it gets to a point where like you ain't got to put
I
on the
get it.
lingerie no
Yeah.
more. You just wear the moo because
Nah,
that's what's comfortable.
Yeah, we ain't to that stage.
All right,
Yet.
so do you
Shoot.
fart around your friends?
We ain't to that stage. Nah,
You don't fart around nobody's
nah.
friends.
Have you ever heard me fart in front of you?
Man, I don't know. Something's wrong with that's
Nah.
why you don't be eating.
And you ain't farted in front of me.
I will.
Nah,
I
I'll look at
will.
you funny too,
Why?
bro. If we're riding down the road and you just fart,
Amy said you fart in your sleep all the time.
Thank you.
that on accident.
That ain't no accident.
Yeah.
You
What
know-
you mean? I'm
You know what the
dreaming.
last time? You know what the last time Nick said about it was an accident.
Hold it.
You better
Yeah.
you better figure it
Y'all trying
out.
to make it okay for y'all,
Hey,
for
my
me,
wife
because
done
it's
seen
okay
a
for
lot
y'all.
worse than that. She done bad.
Man, look,
Seen a
y'all can
lot
do
worse
all
than
that. Y'all can do. Y'all,
Listen. Look, me and Nick, we're okay because we love our wives. We love our wives unconditionally.
Hey, I'm just saying, there's a certain point. Like, look, you done passed them the toilet paper. when
Yeah.
they was using the bathroom. Like, there's a
oh, so
certain
y'all
point
different. I ain't reached that level
where they
to
just
my.
leave. Hey, they just leave the door open when they're using
Yeah,
the
they just leave
bathroom.
the door open now.
Who's they? What type of?
Rob, that's normal
I need to
marriage
know
stuff.
I need to know what stage
Man.
of marriage this is.
Where
Where
it's
y'all
like,
leaving
hey,
the door open.
I forgot, ain't no
Nick,
toilet paper.
Nick,
in
I
here.
guess we ain't got standards in our marriage. We're
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I know.
we just at the bottom of the barrel women that fart.
Y'all leave the bathroom door open?
I do.
We
So
just
does she.
comfortable.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
comfortable.
Everybody done had to go. Get
I'm
some
sorry.
toilet
I'm
paper.
sorry. You
Everybody
and your
had
wife
to-
live secretive
Everybody
lives.
done had to get some toilet paper for their wife.
Listen,
Hey, yeah, give me
Listen.
some toilet paper. You throw it in here like Joe Montana.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. You and your wife live secretive lives.
Well,
I mean,
Rob
that's-
takes 3-hour showers. And
I need to
everything,
know
though,
what
so he
stage.
is
I need to
proud.
know what
He,
stage.
he lights candles and everything.
Have you
so.
seen my bathroom?
Rob's a romantic, right?
Jude
Look, she
does.
says-
I run
Look,
in and
this
out.
is why he's creating insecurity. She said, "I have no problem with Rob, but he has a problem with me doing it."
I have no
Oh,
problem.
that's
She
a
can't-
problem.
I'm
I
sorry,
do,
Amy.
yeah.
You can't.
That's
Even,
a problem.
I'm sorry, Amy, that you can't even be comfortable in your own skin.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can be comfortable in your own skin.
He,
Look,
he said just
She
not around
does.
me.
I run in
Look,
and
he
out
said-
while he's using it.
Yeah, she'll come in there. I'm in there pooping, and she'll be
Ugh,
like,
she said he watched me wipe.
ooh. Hey, I'm
"Man,
saying.
she act like I sit there and watch her wife."
I know that was graphic.
Like our washer, like down
What?
in our downstairs bathroom, we have a washer and dryer in there. So if I go in there to dry my pants or
Yeah,
throw my
that's
pants in the
it.
dryer,
Y'all are at level 38.
So,
nah,
like,
we're just content in our marriage.
We have a bathroom in our room, basically, and I
And
mean,
they're rich.
It's just right,
They just got look. He said, "Like, y'all, we just got a bathroom
We
in our
just got a
room.
bathroom in our room
Hey,
and down
where's
here.
that at?
All right, so let's get into the topic,
I
right?
can't believe. I need to know what level y'all are at. Where y'all leaving doors open.
This is comfortability, man.
y'all-
It ain't about we done went to that stage where You ain't got to fluff it all up anymore.
Yeah,
You ain't
man.
gotta fluff it up. I'm just saying, ain't there a level
Listen,
of
we're past the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
so you got to be in a so what you're saying is I'm wrong because I don't look. Here's the thing: is I have my thoughts are very vivid, so I know what's going to happen if something happens in front of me. I'm going to be thinking about it at the wrong time.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's listen.
Well,
we
we
can't
just
knock
look
you for
past
being
it.
you.
I can't get
We
that.
I'm
just
just
look
saying-
past imperfections.
Yeah, we just look past our wife's imperfections.
What's the bathroom for?
To poop.
Nick them.
Yeah.
Who's gonna go all the way to the bathroom to fart?
I know what it is.
I know.
I'm not gonna get up.
Who's gonna
if
hold
I-
it in?
If
even
I'm
though
in the
it's
middle of the
hurting?
night. And
But you want grown man gifts.
Who's
but you
gonna
just
hold
wanna
it?
lay around and
Joe,
just
who's
fart-
gonna hold
fart?
it fart knowing it's
you
hurting?
just lays around and
You
just
want-
farts.
that's what I'm saying. You want grown man gifts, but you want to lay in the bed and just fart all over yourself.
I mean, if you're just watching a movie,
I'm not even that
Amy gotta
disrespectful
get-
to myself.
Joe, if they watching a movie in the bed, Amy gotta get all the way up, act like she's getting something to drink.
Go down the long hallways.
Go
They
down
live,
the hall,
listen, they live in a
shut
big
the
old house.
door,
They live in a real big house.
and
so
then
they
open
gotta-
the door.
Yeah, and then walk back, get in bed. Nah, miss me with that. All right, guys, so we about to stay on topic.
So Heaven said he watched babies come out.
Yeah, I have. I've watched babies come out of my wife.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Ooh.
I've watched them cut. Listen, I've watched them cut her butt crack.
Amy, look, guess what Amy's saying?
What?
Preach.
That don't do nothing to me. It
Go
don't
ahead.
change the way I
Amy,
see things. It's still a
You
no.
got permission.
You got permission
Just
from us.
be comfortable.
Just be comfortable in your
Yeah.
own skin.
Be comfortable.
Don't you ever get too comfortable.
Hey.
We losing viewers.
Hey,
Listen,
what song is that in? It keeps on playing over and over in my head.
I don't know, but listen, we got to stay
We
on
only have
topic.
3 viewers: Heaven, Jessica, and Amy. All
That's
the
just
time.
right
And me.
now. That's just
All
right
right,
now.
so let's go to the topic now because Juice said this is going to lead into the topic he posted
Yeah, so
on social media.
when it
that
comes
get
to-
off the wall, bro.
it was so
I mean, I'm
controversial.
kind of comfortable leaning on the wall.
It was so controversial when he posted it, right?
Yeah, so I posed the question. I said, does body count matter?
What do you mean?
Let's
What's
let that
what's
simmer
mean?
for a second.
So-
What's that mean?
Let's let that. You know what they say? You need 5 seconds. Let's pause for 5
Does
seconds.
body count matter? What was it in marriage or just the body count?
I'm just
matter?
saying body count matter in general.
Let them answer it first.
Does
Hey,
body count matter?
does body count
Hey,
matter?
take a second and
Let me
share
share
this
this real
podcast.
Put in yes or no. Does body
Don't tag me. I'm
Does-
sharing it myself.
does body
He said,
count
"Don't
matter?
tag me."
Let's hear. I don't see no
Don't
yes
share
or
the
no,
video
no.
on my page.
He said,
All right, I don't see no yes or no. Does body count matter?
Wait, what does it mean when you get? Are we getting blackballed?
We might be shadow
We
banned.
shadow
We
banned.
might need to start a new podcast.
Hey, can we do a like? Can you like the podcast and heart it?
Okay. The first thing.
Your past is your past.
So body count.
It
so
was-
is
I
that
know
a
that's
no,
right.
right? So that's
All right,
a
one
no.
at a time. One at a time.
She
said
said,
no. Your past is your past.
Hey, this is my computer.
It was before
Hey,
me.
you got the microphone. I play on the computer.
So that was one of them.
What is he talking
Your
about?
past is your
You
past.
trying to read my comments?
It was before me. Anybody else? Does body count matter?
Does body count matter?
Does your how about this? Does your body count matter?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say yes. I said yes.
Yep, I say
Amy-
yes. It
Amy-
does matter.
Amy said
Rob,
no.
what's your answer?
Preach.
What's your answer?
Yes, definitely.
So body
But
count
again, I'm the
matters.
one that loves with conditions. You can't fart in front of me. You got to go down the long hallway.
He said I ain't bothered
Hey,
about it, but he's bringing
here
it back
is
up.
the
Yes.
here is the overall theme that I did see. Most women said no,
Man, women's are lovers.
and most men said yes.
And most men are dogs.
So
I think most
Hey,
women
Jude.
was justifying old behavior.
I know it. I know it. What you gonna say, Rob?
ain't nobody else answering. So I would rather have one key that open up multiple locks than multiple locks that opens up one key.
I don't know what that said, man. All right, so back to the question: does body count? I didn't even what did you even say?
It sounded
So
good, didn't it?
the saying is,
That sounded good. Didn't
I
it?
would
No?
rather have one key that opens many locks
Okay.
than one lock that can be than many locks that can be opened by one key.
Oh,
Right.
You said the same thing.
Hold on.
I
She
would
said
rather
what?
I
She
would
said
rather
what?
be one. Listen, I would rather be
Rob
one
to the
key.
doghouse now.
One key that opens many locks.
Yeah. Then
Than many
the
locks
that can be
that
opened
that can be opened by
multiple
multiple
keys.
or one
Okay.
key.
Yeah.
Does body count matter? Why does it matter, Juke?
All right, so
Why you trying to just go
you
over
said
my
yes.
my saying?
so
I said yes. Rob said. So
I
we
said
got 3
yes.
guys that said body count.
I
does
said body
matter.
count matters.
I say definitely.
All right, so we'll go one by one. Why we think body count matters? Go,
Okay.
Rob.
You want me
We'll
to
let
go
you talk first. Yeah, you talk first.
Body count matters because as a man, I would say that we're dogs, right? So like there's a dog. I'm sorry, there's a dog inside
That'd
of
be a good
every.
purity shirt. Body count matters.
Say what?
That would be a good shirt for purity. Body count matters.
Hey, it would be.
Yeah.
I agree.
What was I even saying?
You was talking about we all have a dog inside of us.
Oh yeah. So we all have a dog inside of us, and I think that as men, you go from being a boy to a man. There's this process that you go on, and I think it's just a journey of learning how to tame that dog that's inside.
That dog
you.
he's talking about is sin.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
just
but
to kind of put
but
some-
it's natural though. I mean, so I wouldn't say it's
Absolutely.
all sin.
Yeah, it is all sin because it's our fallen nature. Like we're gonna gravitate
So
towards.
it's natural for me to be. It's a sin for me to be horny when I'm 12 and 13 years old.
No, it's not horny. It's horny for multiple women.
What about just one woman? I mean, when
No,
I'm 12
no.
and 13, I'm learning. I'm getting all these feelings, and I'm getting all these things, and I'm having wet dreams and stuff. That's not a sin. That's going through the process of puberty. It's just a natural process, right?
Well, I mean, if you think it, then you did it. Is what the Bible tells us.
Men, you ain't even got to think it, and your body's gonna go through the change.
I'm just telling you, Rob. If you think it, then you did it.
Man, you can Jesus juke me.
Why you keep saying? I'm just saying. I'm going what the Bible tells us, right? Like,
Yeah. So
All right, so you're on this process, and
I agree, Heaven.
and what happens? Agree with what?
If women's body count matters, then so do men.
yes, we do agree
All right,
to that.
so let me
Keep
answer.
going.
So all right, so we're naturally instilled, right, to just stick with him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was acceptable, in our friend group. You know what I'm saying? To we never said, look, don't do it. We never said, hey, you shouldn't be doing this.
No, we always said, hey, look,
Hey,
I
get
bet
it
you can't
in.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get it in.
Can I come?
Yeah. Hey, straight dogs, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So we had to fight against that feeling, that thing inside of us that said, look, the more the better. You know what I mean? So
I think the difference in men and women is men can have sex, right, without emotional ties. Like I think that's a proven. They did a study on that, right? So men can have sex just for pleasure. They say most women can have sex just for pleasure.
all right, so that's what I'm saying. You can't take my answer. So look, so I think as men, like we go around just sticking
Sinuses, Jessica. Sinuses.
we go around just sticking our thing in holes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not meaning that in a graphic way. I'm just saying, like, we're dogs. Like, we don't have to think about it, right? Like, we don't put too much thought into it. I would say from a woman's standpoint, and I could be wrong, but there's a lot of thought and a lot of emotions that go into it. And I'm not saying that, I will say that a man and a woman are two completely different beings. Women are like an emotional being. So for you to just to give it up, and I'm not saying that in just a loose way, for you to lay down with the man, there's an emotional attachment there. So you would say, I would. This is how I see it. My one to your one. That's not the same thing. It's not just one. I would say my 1 to your 10 because of the amount of energy that it took for you to give yourself to that man. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say, look, let's say that my body count just for instance is 10 and a woman's is 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, man, dang, you got lied. You know what I mean? Because to me, a woman being with 10 different men is
that ain't fair though.
I know it's not fair, but what I'm saying, because of the way that women are wired, I'm like, man, that's 10 different emotions, 10 different beds, 10 different positions. I think about it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 10 different, you know what I'm saying? Everything, but from a man's standpoint, and I'm speaking from a man's standpoint just by default, but
not all men.
Yeah, I think that there's no thought put into it. So it's
I agree.
Put your thing in anything.
Yeah,
you put your thing in
stick
anything.
your thing in it. That's what the name dog comes from, because dogs don't care who they tie with. A German Shepherd will try to tie with a poodle if it could.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So that's where the term dog comes from. But so for what Rob is saying, and so what started this was the premises of this was all on TikTok, where I jumped in a chat where these women were basically dogging guys, and they had a the back on their backdrop said, "Does body count matter?" And they're just going in saying, not really dogging men, but they're dogging men who put value on women, like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So that's when I kind of got I just felt I needed to jump in both biblically and just, as a person, as an influencer, talking about this because it needs to be talked about. We live in a generation, and I'm a part of that. We live in these past few decades have been the most sexist, like sex appeal shown or driven cultures that we've ever experienced. Think about it.
The last 10 years?
No, I said 20 years.
Oh, the last 20 years.
Yeah, last 20 years. Man, you just caught me off guard. Yeah. So when it comes to that, like we're more like, why wouldn't we be thinking that way to everything we look at from flipping on? I remember, like, even as a kid, certain websites you get on, like you would get pornography ads, like it was just it was thrown into our face.
Readily
so that's
available.
being programmed. That was being programmed in our mind, right?
Yeah.
So just like what we think about how we want, like our preference for women, the build, what they look like, what we call pretty, all these different things are programmed, right? But when we get to the root of it, at the end of the day, value is value. There should be value on a man and there should be value on a woman. We look at it differently. Listen to what I'm saying. We look at it differently simply because we try to put more value on women. But I feel that it's both. And yes, body count does matter. It's typically a double standard when it comes to a man because we're like, oh, well, we can pretty much sleep with whatever, but I can't get with a woman that's had over 10 bodies, that's had over 20 bodies or 30 bodies.
Right.
So already it's already skewed already by your thought process of what it's like because that's what the world has taught us over the past 20 years.
So I got a question. So who makes the final decision in messing around?
It takes two.
No, but who makes the final decision?
Both people.
100%. Well, the majority of the time, women have the final say so.
Why? How do you say that?
Man, I would say 95% of the time, if it comes down to like the woman is going to be the one to say yes or no, because the majority.
Rob's saying, men always want it.
The majority of the time, the man's gonna go.
But I'm saying, like, what are you basing that off of?
I'm basing that on like the. What do you mean?
So I'm telling you, have you ever had an experience?
Coochie?
Have you ever had an experience where you shut a girl down?
No. Coochie.
I have.
Coochie rules the world.
I've had multiple experiences.
What I'm saying is, so even if you want to mess with, like, with your wife, right? Like, she's going to have the decision at the end of the day. Like, you're good.
Yeah, but you're talking about a marriage compared to just body count.
I'm saying
in general.
Just in general, like the women control like the world with their.
I do. Yes, I do agree. But I'm saying our thought process about the situation is skewed already because of what we've learned in the past. Back then, men's body count was just as important as women's.
So here's one thing I heard about body count that people don't think
yes,
about.
It does or no? Yes, it does matter.
I think it does matter,
but it's equal.
Rob was a dog. Here's one thing that here's one thing that people don't take into consideration why body count especially matters for men and women is that when you get married, most men view sex from their previous experiences, right? Yeah. So through pornography, through their past sexual relationships. Well, you're really supposed to make love to your wife, right? It's supposed to be an intimate thing. But because of body count, our way of making love is just, I want to get off.
That's it.
So what you do is you go into the bedroom based on body count experiences, past sexual experiences, and you try to recreate that, right? So you try to recreate what you see on pornos. You try to recreate what you the person you had after the club that you was just using for sex.
Yeah, we like, hey,
so what you
ain't
do,
doing it like we seen it on the video.
So they call it soul ties, right? So you take all that baggage in and body count into the person that you're supposed to be one with, but really you're not one with them. You're bringing everybody else that's been with you into this new marriage, into this new relationship.
And that's the curse.
And that's the curse of it, right?
That's
so the curse for men is you cannot forget those past experiences where you were a dog, and now the woman that you're supposed to love, you want her to behave like the other, the dogs.
The image.
You want her to act and behave as you've had in previous situations.
Yeah, okay. I've been in arguments with my wife where I've thrown past relationships in her face because I felt some type of way about what was going on at the moment. Meaning, like, If my wife was like, look, I don't feel good tonight, and I'm like, I would, out of frustration, I would say, I've never had women to ever turn me down.
Yeah.
Or you may even say something like, well, you used to, you did that before.
Yeah, you did that before. And so that comes along with, again, body count. The curse, what Nick's talking about the curse is every experience that you've had with the woman, like women are different. And I say that in a sense because every experience that a man has, like, you just don't forget experiences. I'm sorry. You just
For life.
You don't forget. I'm not saying that you desire them or like you get off on them. I'm just saying you don't forget those experiences. Women, they don't, once they forget about it. It's in the past. It's done. It's just like,
because they're emotional connection.
They're emotional connection.
That's what I was saying.
So, Rob, I'm not knocking. I get it, but we both, as men and women, we both have our own flaws of how we take care of relationships. All I'm saying, here's my point. Here's my point of why I say body count matters. I think, and used to body count didn't matter, but as I grew into Christ and I started to understand the curse of what it does to a man and a woman, the curse of the woman, man, means that when a woman is ready to settle down after she's went through her wild years, her past still comes back and haunts her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when she gets with a man, they're like, what happened to the girl that I met or that I knew before, like he was talking about?
Or what about insecurities that their man might have because
their wife isn't performing with... Somebody told me that today.
Well, the insecurities of, like, am I up to par?
Yeah, somebody talked to me about that today. Yeah. Somebody said it was like, like I knew who you was before and I accepted who you was. And part of that was, what made me attracted to you. And I'm okay with the change. But when we get into this, we're in a relationship for X amount of time, you start to tone it down. Like, you don't want to have sex with me or be intimate.
So you start thinking, is it me?
Is it me? Is there something wrong with me?
Like, you don't find me attractive?
Do you not love me? Yeah. Do you not love me or you not find me attractive? So that's when we say a curse, that's where the curses come from on both. And if somebody wants to, elaborate on that,
so that's
from
their
experiences.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
That's why I think the curse.
Go ahead.
You said hold on.
Well, go ahead.
That's why I think the curse. It's very much important. And one point that I had brought up is, like, if it wasn't important, then let your kids go, just live open lives, right?
Yeah, let your kids go.
We all know it's important because I want my daughter to remain pure, right? I want her to remain pure until her wedding day.
Yeah,
I want if a son to remain pure to his wedding day. Because think about it, if you only knew your wife and she only knew you.
Oh yeah,
on your wedding day, that's magical.
Yeah,
like that is pure at its purest form.
Yeah, because you don't
come into you don't have nothing else to compare it to. Yeah. Like, think about how beautiful that would be. Most marriages, if you only knew him and he only knew you, you'd probably stay together forever, right? Because that's all you've known.
Yeah,
that's all you've ever experienced.
Yeah, so you don't know what an abnormal relationship is because this is all you've known.
So Terry said there's a deeper level. There is a deeper level that you young men are not aware of. So what Terry is,
said Nick had made a good point too.
I believe what he's talking about is he's talking about the emotional aspect. And there are men, right? So we are men. We're not boys. We don't go around just thinking and doing whatever we want to do. Men are attached, I would say 75, 85% of the time physically, right?
Yeah.
There is a certain level of an emotional attachment. But I would say from a woman's standpoint, it's more emotional, right? It's more, yes, they do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for you to lay down and just give yourself up to somebody, like, to me nowadays looking back is probably one of the highest honors you can give a man is by laying down and giving yourself to them.
Right. So now that we know that, right? So we're not seeing it just from a man's standpoint of what a woman does, because now that we know it's an emotional attachment, we do have to
look at ourselves.
Yeah, we do have to look at ourselves.
I seen that on a podcast. That's the way they described it. They said a woman, the way she has to spread is she has to invite the man
you in.
That's right. It's an invitation, right? That's
exactly
what I'm saying.
A man accepts the invitation of a woman inviting him in.
That's right. So, if but all this we had to learn over time. We had to learn because back in the day, don't get it like. We were dogs. You know what I mean? Like all of us, and I would say any male who hasn't been raised and been educated and taught like this is how you do things. think about this. So you're talking about back in the day when if a man and a woman only knew each other on their marriage night. Back in the day, whenever a male went to go get his wife, there was a certain protocol that he would go by in order to get his wife.
Hey, if you wasn't a virgin, they killed you.
Well, not just that. Hey, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So what the man had to do is the man had to go to the father of the bride
And work.
and say, I want your daughter.
Yeah.
And the father is going to say she comes with a price. This is what you have to do to have my daughter, right?
Exactly.
So not just did he want her, but it actually cost him something,
Yeah.
right? So imagine the attachment that he has to a woman that he's never known before sexually. You know what I'm saying? All he knows is that he wants her. He's willing to give up whatever.
And you know what? Once I became a man and realized, heaven will tell you, I was willing to give up whatever for
whatever.
her.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
even
sex was
myself.
after the facts. I'm saying that because you have to understand, most of the time, Terry Pollard said something about there's a deeper connection. It's just that men was blinded by the way that they were brought up that keeps them from going through that block
music,
where
culture,
it keeps stealing.
Yeah, that's what we talking about.
Men
From
are
connecting
taught
it.
that
But listen, I get that, but I'm just being honest, Terry. I'm not judging anybody. I don't know how you was raised, but we did it for pure fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to hide anything.
We're trying.
We just did it for pure fun because it was just fun. It was a challenge. It was a challenge to say, how many girls can we sleep with? Or I bet I can take her home by the end of the night. Or, like it was just a competition for us. I wasn't, what I connected to was sports. That was my outlet. But just having sex or talking to girls or sleeping with girls.
We wasn't trying to woo-saw with them.
And
We
don't
was
you
just
think
trying to get off.
That was our point. Like
most women feel shame, right?
Yeah.
So if a woman has been with a lot of men, they carry that. They feel shame. They feel like their worth has down. A man feels a badge of honor.
That's what I'm saying.
If he's been with 50, right?
Yeah.
That's like a badge of honor.
It's
and
noble.
it's not
if a
right
woman's
either
been
which
with
way.
it's not right at all. We're
it's
not
like, oh, I'm used pieces, right?
Yeah, and that's culturally that's how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like, got me another one.
Which
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
agree with.
Like it's a notch in the belt, right? Like it's just another one for me to just add to the collection.
That's why men have to be retaught that we are to honor women, that we are to protect women, that we are to keep, women clean, right? Like it's not. So I just think for our kids, right? We have to reteach and retrain in what sex is. And that's why you see, like I said, so many intimacy issues, even in marriage, because we go into it with like wham bam.
Yeah, I think
let's go.
Yeah, the curse.
When women want intimacy, they want you to caress them. They want to feel safe in your arms. They want to feel, kissed. They want to feel loved. A man goes into it because, like I said, pornography, past body count, past experiences. They just looking to get the rocks off.
Yeah, and then to answer Brandon's question, what Brandon commented said, I'm going to have to get educated on body count and curse. To me, it's more of a spiritual warfare, and it's an attack on your insecurity. I believe that it all comes from maturity, circle of marriage. But that's what we're talking about. That curse is spiritual, mental. It's even physical.
At the end of the day, it's spiritual.
And
that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
And when we marriage, though, we accept it, right? We accept whatever it came with it, right?
Yeah.
If you accept it,
yeah. So you accept it, it comes with it, and that's the maturity aspect.
So that's the immature thing, is accepting it. And just like Drew said, when he used to get mad, he used to bring it up.
And that's what we're talking about. You don't have to. It doesn't. Terry said you don't. It doesn't have to mean that's how you have to remain.
But I think most men, even though we accept it, the insecurity still pops up.
It's still there. That's what I'm saying.
The insecurity of what?
I want to know. What do you mean you talk to?
So here's what I think. I'm like, man, I must not be doing it like I used to.
Oh heck yeah! Like look, whenever Heaven would tell me,
you ain't. You're farting around each
other.
I
say for about 5 years, 6 years. She'll tell you we went through this spell where and we didn't know what was going on with her, but she had endometriosis and she had a hyperthyroidism, and byproducts of that is like low sex drive. Your body's hurting all the time, but we didn't know, we didn't understand. So there would go weeks.
Kids.
There we go. Work. She was working at the time. There we go. Weeks. Oh, postpartum depression. Like all these things that we didn't think about she was being affected by, but it was affecting her well being. But her outlet was going out to the club.
So there was weeks what?
Oh, there was weeks. We would go weeks without having sex.
Oh, we.
Sometimes months.
Oh, we.
Like 30 days
Ooh.
without having sex.
Danger zone.
And but man, but this is how I know that God shepherded my life and it kept me through all of this through the whole time is because not once did I think about stepping out on my wife.
Yeah. Thank God that you was in a much better place.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was shepherding over me during that season because like think about like going 30 days and I see my wife walking around. Just my wife's very beautiful and attractive, and I'm like,
and what do men do? It must be me.
It must be me. Does she not desire me?
Yeah.
Am I not good enough for
I
her?
think women do that too. Women, I think.
Oh, it works vice versa.
But I think women less.
Probably do
I think
more.
women less because, like Jew said, I think women tie their emotions to it.
Yeah.
Men don't. So for men, it's I can have sex any day. Women have to be in the right emotional state. They have to be.
Let's just not
like
say all women.
Most women,
majority of women
have to be emotionally tied.
They call it nowadays. They call it overstimulated.
No, I think what you gotta do is it's like this, right? You gotta you can just throw seeds out, right? And it's not gonna grow. You gotta cultivate that environment, baby. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to a woman who has a man who is a man, right? Is just lives a life that is constantly cultivating an environment to where she sees you and she sees you as her man, right?
Rob, listen to me. I took care of the bills.
But she was in a different spot though.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm talking about now.
But go back to body count.
Oh yeah, now it's different. It's
totally different. This is why body count matters because think about what Jew reverted to in his mind.
I was talking about Nick.
But think about what Jew reverted to in his mind, right? When he went through that season where she was postpartum, doing all this. In his mind, he probably went to, man, girls used to throw themselves at me.
Oh yeah, that's where it went. I'm like,
and now my wife ain't doing.
My wife won't even express herself.
Yeah. No, I was talking about what Nick said in the sense of like, women have to be like they have to be in the mood, right?
They do.
Yeah,
Men don't never have to be in the mood.
Listen, you have to understand. We're talking about women, or we're talking about mothers.
Do you ever have to be in the mood?
Women or girls, right? Just like
I ain't never got to be in the mood.
I'm saying, well, you could be a woman, and I mean, you could be a girl and still be a woman. I'm saying a mother. Like when you have kids, like it throws a whole nother rent, especially young kids. Even my kids are.
That's what led to my major marriage problems is when we had a kid.
I'm telling you,
because it shifted from me to Bella.
When you have a kid with a woman that you're married with, or like you've been in a long-term relationship. I promise you, 3 years. That 3 years is going to be the roughest 3 years that it could possibly. If you don't have a foundation in your marriage or your relationship, that 3 years is going to be
because it's all about the baby.
Because it's all about the baby, and you have to understand too is their hormones, their bodies are changing. There's stuff going on in there. That's why you see so many women with postpartum and they don't even know it.
That's it, and they don't.
They don't even know it.
Then if the kids start sleeping in the room with you,
Izzy slept in our room till. She was 5.
But here's why
last week.
Here's why so many men end up stepping out, right? Because what they do is they say, "Well, my wife ain't giving it up. Well, I know someone who will."
Yeah.
But here's what I had to even, with me and Jonna, it was that woman don't have to go home and deal with the kids, right? She don't have to deal with the ugly side of me. She don't have to deal with all that comes along with it of living together. So me and this woman can just have fun, right? But with your marriage, it's, man, we got all these ties together. We all have all these emotional bondage. We got to give the kids baths.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
We got to go, make sure the kids are asleep first. We got to do all this stuff, so it just messes up the whole routine and the whole environment.
So to add to, as I became more mature as a man and it just, I'm saying in my relationship with Christ, the way I viewed, like used to, body count really didn't matter. I didn't care. I messed with girls that probably had 100 bodies on them or 200 bodies on them.
Man, you was bodying it up.
Rob, don't play because
you was bodying it up.
You was worse than all of us, bro.
All of
I'm saying I probably met, who knows how many girls, how many guys that some of the girls we messed with had messed with, So I call it, it's like a spiritual STD. It never leaves you. It never leaves you ever. So that's why it's important that body. So I look at it this way. Me and Heaven had a talk like a couple years back, maybe like 5 or 6. We just talking and just talking about past relationships. And she hit me with this. I was just like, we were talking about somebody, and this is when I felt it. She was talking about somebody, and I was like, why did you mess with him or something? She's like, yeah, we talked for a little bit. And I just remember it was like somebody punched me in the stomach right then and there.
That's what I'm saying. That's a backflash. Hey.
I know.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Immediately, I was like, all right, I don't want to hear nothing else. Like, immediately, I shut it down. Hold on, let me finish. And it affected me, and this is what I told her. She's like, are you mad about that? And I'm like, it's not that I'm not mad about your experience, because I've had many of those experiences. It's that my wife, Heaven, and I looked at her eyes and I said, I see you more valuable than anything I've ever experienced. Like, I don't want to have that thought in my mind, because I see you as pure. Like, I see you as somebody that's like God literally, yes.
Worth it, right?
God he delivered you to me, like perfect, like an angel. That's how I view my wife. So I don't want to hear about another man sleeping with my wife or this is just a couple of months ago. She said, she hit me with this. She was like, yeah, and I was talking to this guy, and he was Italian and all this stuff, and they called him the Italian they called him something, the Italian something. And I'm like,
the Italian stallion?
Heaven, what did they call him? What did they call you, the Italian dude? What'd y'all call him? The one that went to KWC.
Hey, I got a question. So would you rather her lie to you or not tell you?
Yeah, don't just be like, no, I didn't sleep with him. Like, I don't even want to know.
Not telling me is just as big of a lie.
Now, when it comes to body count, let's not even discuss it.
Well, your wife said new body equals new body count.
I'm the one that told her that, bro.
New body equals new body count.
Heaven, tell me what y'all called the guy. Nobody in here knows.
Heaven.
They called him like the Italian stallion.
Had a nickname for
and I looked at but that's what everybody called him. I said, hold up,
everybody.
What I'm saying, because it was in their circle, and I was like, I mean, y'all had him a nickname and everything. Like, do you remember it? Like,
she remembered it.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm like,
that's the thing. Women attach themselves to these emotional things, right? So it's like, yeah, you ain't telling me, but I know you know.
No, my wife is my wife. She that has no filter.
But even think about
she will tell me everything.
But think about this as a man, right?
But you don't want to know.
And here's the insecurity.
I wanted to know a little bit, but once it got to that point, listen. Once it got to that point, I was like, halt. What'd you say, Nick?
But think about this as a man, and this is why body count matters too. Most men want to feel like they are. Most men want to feel like they are the number one experience in their life.
Hey, that's a big one right there.
So, like, you want to feel like you're Mike Tyson with it,
Big
like,
Daddy.
Yeah, you want to feel like
Daddy.
But you might not have been the one, right?
Yeah, you wasn't Daddy.
Like, you might not have been the number one.
Yeah, you ain't number one.
And in reality, you might not be.
What if you thought that and she was like, "Listen, you're not the best experience I've
had."
But
that's what it makes.
What you want to know that?
no, heck no, I'll leave. Would you? Yeah. That's a big blow. That's a big blow.
No, my wife told me. She told me from the get-go. She was like, "Yeah, they ain't doing it like you."
That's what I'm saying.
Look,
I know. If I ain't hearing things like that,
I was like, I
already know we ain't the one. But look,
But I just think for me and John,
I was dapping myself up.
I was
looking in the mirror.
I was so flawed and had that I didn't know how to love my wife.
Yeah,
I just loved women.
The concept of it, right?
Yeah.
So think about, okay, even with that as from boys, right? All we wanted to do, and Nick said it earlier, all we wanted to do was we wanted to get our rocks off. That's it.
That's it.
We didn't care about nothing else. I'm telling you, we didn't care how it happened, what it looked like, what it felt like, what it sounded like, anything. We just wanted.
I noticed you left the smell part out.
But think about this too. Like, even
man, I had some.
Think about it as our wife's age, right? Their body ain't the same. They don't look the same.
I don't know. They got technology nowadays.
Man, my wife is on the glow up.
But think about that.
Dude, they got technology.
They might not feel as
beautiful as they once did.
In their own body.
No, I get that.
Too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my wife went through that. So,
hey, they got technology.
Like I said, look, the technology it worked.
They got technology,
and it changed the way she felt, and the way she felt.
Hey, pieces priceless.
It changed the way she produced. Pieces
priceless, my boy.
Hey,
so what I was getting back to, my point is
that's $7,000 I've ever spent.
So we they living different. Hey, so
come on, man.
irregular lifestyles. So
right,
as as boys, we just wanted one thing. Like I said, it didn't matter how it came. But it goes back to like when you become a man. So the Bible says, when I became a man, I put childish ways behind me,
Yeah.
right? So now it's no longer just about me, right?
So
I
are
don't-
you honest with your wife about it?
About what?
I'm just saying, was you honest with your wife about your body count?
She never asked.
What's your
And
body
I,
count?
And I would say, don't.
Hey, why y'all getting quiet?
I don't know.
Why they shaking? Why they turning red?
I
Where
really
did that
don't
come
know.
from?
I'm a saint.
Where did that come from?
I really don't
No,
know.
because you said about
What type
honesty.
What
You
type
was
of devil stuff are you talking about?
listen, Rob. You was talking about honesty.
I
so
don't even know, for real, bro. There was a period in my life where it was a blur.
Hey, but let me ask you this.
Hold on, let me go back to my point, right? So now, as men, we don't go into it with the we learned, we grew up, right? So it's not just, first of all, as men, it should.
she said he was a hoe.
It should very rarely be about you,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So even
That
with
was
your
what I was gonna
wife,
say.
right? So even with your wife nowadays, if you ain't taking care of her and putting her front, what Jaheim say? You better put
that
woman.
woman
So that's what I was
first.
gonna say. Do most men even know how to love a wife?
Men, right? A man should.
Yeah.
Right, I would say that boys don't, and like we're still learning it as we go. But it's like it has shifted now.
Yeah,
It's man. Even I would say
that's what I'm saying. As long as when we came into maturity, like when we became men, like real men, not boys. Especially we had daughters. Like I'm going to teach my daughters that you are valuable. I tell my daughter Aubrey, she's 14, you turned 15.
That's what
I tell her over and over again. I said, Aubrey, you are valuable. Don't ever let these men, these boys out here, make you do things that's gonna taint your character, because that sticks with you for the rest of your life, and you're better than that. And I think we need to tell our daughters and sons that over and over and over. You heard me. I didn't just say daughters. I said daughters and sons over and over again to help them understand that your body is one of the most valuable things that you can take care of.
You want somebody to
Miss
work for it
Maddox
because
Miss
it's worth
Maddox
so
is
much,
talking.
right? You want somebody to work for you, right? Like our daughter should be so valuable.
Yeah, you just can't be out here being a Chico stick. A Chico stick costs 10 cents.
Yeah,
They just, you can get them anywhere.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
But that's
Look,
why
you can't be no Chico
that's
stick,
why
girl.
most women have high body counts, right?
Look, you need to be a high
Is
value.
they
woman.
was looking for worth.
yeah. They was looking. They
They
was
was
finding
looking
their
for
work.
value.
And, yeah, absolutely.
They was looking to be fulfilled, and they was getting self-worth by
But
the
look,
men that wanted them.
I mean-
hey, at least he wants me.
Listen, you
But
know
if
the
it's all
crazy
you
thing
know,
about it
I
is
would
though.
say they had a lot of father issues, right?
Yeah, look toward the end of my reign, before my wife snatched me up. She snatched me up. Well, actually, I told her I didn't even look. I was so in love with my wife already.
My boy had
It
options.
didn't even have nothing to do with sex, though.
Look, my boy had options.
She was just different. My wife was different than a lot of the other girls. Like,
He said at the end of my reign.
look, I know, right? Look, you know how cats go around the
Oh,
house
you
and they
got
just be
9 viewers?
spraying and
Yeah.
like they be marking their territory. That's how my wife was in my house. I knew something different was about her.
Yeah.
She would just come in while we were partying. I had girls there. She would come in while we were partying and just come in and just let it be known. I was like, man, she's different. Like, she's a different type of individual.
Yeah.
And I ain't never met an individual like that. Like, she
came in holding it down.
she was
didn't
an alpha. She was an alpha female. I ain't never ran into an alpha female. Usually girls would bend and bow, whatever I say. Nah, she wasn't going.
She challenged you.
So
didn't she?
yeah, and I was like, hold up, but yeah, it got worse. But we worked through it. I promise you. But all I'm saying is man, I lost the point that I was gonna say because it was getting ready to get good. Nick, go ahead and finish up, and I'll come back to it.
He got a chair
He
coming
said a
down.
handout.
Yeah, I'll
What
come back to
happened,
it.
man? You was on a roll.
No, but I was talking about my wife, body
Look, he's
count.
trying to figure it out. Your
No,
reign,
I'm-
your reign ended, and your wife came around.
What would you say this?
Spraying everything like a
That
cat.
Most married people, if they could go back, they would say, "I would have waited."
I would have waited,
Oh,
100%.
yeah, definitely.
So
I would've
that's
waited.
why we
No
all
doubt.
have to admit that body count matters, because if I could go back, even despite all those fun experiences that I thought I had, I would trade them all in to have been a virgin on my wedding
Yeah,
night.
and what started it? So what started this whole? Like I was telling earlier, what started this whole premise? This girl was on there saying body count doesn't matter. Why are y'all putting value on a woman?
What?
That's what she said.
But I think most women say that because they like to justify that
Heard
they
their
have
actions.
a high body count.
Yeah. So like you look back again, that
I
stays
know
with you
you's a
forever.
hoe.
That stays with you forever. You can't never undo your body count.
Can you unho a
Like,
hoe?
That's what
You-
Heaven me.
You can
she
turn
said
a hoe into a
Heaven said I
housewife.
would go back, but if I did, I wouldn't have Aubrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Because
that's hard,
everybody,
right?
yeah, that's a hard thing to say, man. It's because if your situation or your circumstances told you only that you can be here and that's it. Even like with Heaven, like Heaven was trying to be like the trailer park. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, she was trying to be the queen of the South in the trailer park. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
because here's the thing: if her situation, if that's all it ever told her, and that's all she could ever be, man, I'm gonna be the best person out here in the trailer park.
I was
then.
talking to one of my friends this morning, and this is why so many
Oh, I
parents,
don't remember what I was gonna say.
so many parents have to protect their kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if a girl don't have self-worth, the first little boy that comes around, oh, you beautiful, I love you,
preaching.
they give it up, right?
Look,
Yeah.
that's what I told my daughter.
And this is what I told me and my friend was talking this morning, and I said, man, you have to protect your kids from that guy because she don't even know you're saving her right now. So in her eyes, the dad is the enemy right now.
Yeah.
Because, oh, I love him. Oh, he's going to change. He's going to do better. He's a great guy. And the dad knows this dude is bad for his daughter, right? And I said, look, she's going to hate you. But as a parent, it's our jobs to save their kids
Protect your kid,
from
man.
themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't have that worth yet. They
Yeah,
don't
what
have that, emotional
And
intelligence.
how? I
yet
mean, and that's
to
what
be
I'm saying.
able to
How
make
long
that
does it take?
decision.
I didn't know my worth until I was 25.
Well,
So think about when most men lose their virginity in women, right? Now it's like 12, 13.
No, when did you lose your virginity, Rob?
why you keep asking me?
I lost mine at 16.
I think I was like 12,
7th grade.
13.
How old did you?
I was
8th
young.
grade.
But here's the thing. What
8th grade, Nick?
Going into 9th grade.
look, what Nick
How old
was
is
saying,
that?
13, 14.
Man, I was a late bloomer.
8th grade summer.
Look, Nick, so what you were saying is that you have to protect them from you.
Whoever's in the
Right? And
comments,
that's what it is.
whoever's on this live, go ahead and tell us what age it was
So
when
that's what
you
Heaven
lost
said.
your
Same,
virginity.
Rob, I was young.
Oh, my
Yeah, Heaven was.
goodness.
Heaven was
Dang.
young.
Yeah.
Heaven was like 12.
She was in a different
Yeah, so
environment.
think about
Yeah,
that.
she was.
So Nick, what you
You
were
can't
saying.
even be on TikTok until you're 12.
So what you're saying is that you was you're trying to protect her from you because you knew the game that you was playing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really what
We
it
knew
is.
the game.
It comes from a place of like, look, you're going to meet this boy.
You're going to meet the old me.
Yeah, that's right, and he's going to tell you this.
He's going to tell you, give it up if you love him.
That's a good point right there. That's a nugget.
That's what I'm saying. So
You're going to meet
so
the old me.
That's look, and he was cold.
Yeah.
You know
so,
what I'm saying?
So, look, with that being said, think about this, though.
And he's going to make you feel weird for not giving it up.
I know, right? So, look, you're going to meet the old me, and you're going to be attracted to him because he's going to have the same qualities as me. So, it's more, you're going to gravitate towards him more.
Dang, that's what's up.
What?
Somebody said they was 22 and not yet. That's what's up,
Oh,
man.
man.
Congratulations.
So think about how
Man,
rare
no, that's
that
a big
is,
deal.
right?
that's
Think about,
huge.
That
think
is
about
huge.
how rare that is. You
Who
can,
said that? How come I
that's-
can't see the comment?
Look, hey, your stock value's up.
Yeah.
I just think that's why.
Keep waiting to the right one.
Like, think
About
about.
marriage.
I remember the reason
This
why
one.
I lost my virginity is my mom told me I was a hoe and I hadn't had sex at all yet.
I remember we talked about
And you was
that.
like, how am I?
I remember where we was at. We was at Wendy's on 54. My mom sat me down and looked me in my eyes. She said, "I just heard about how big of a hoe you are." And I
I
was
know
like,
you a hoe.
I was like, "Well, I might as well have sex if my mom thinks I'm a hoe."
Yeah, that's, I mean.
So I remember having sex like not.
But the
not
crazy
long
thing
after
about that
right?
means she didn't know your own son. She didn't know
Yeah.
her own son.
Oh no, yeah.
You know, like,
definitely.
that's just being real.
And I basically think about this. She spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
And
Right?
here's the hard thing: when you
That's
see your
crazy.
parents
Gina?
live a promiscuous lifestyle,
Yeah.
different men and women, and then that trickles down to your older brothers, right?
Oh, it's generational.
And
for
then it
sure.
trickles down to me because all that was normal, right?
Yeah.
So different men and women were normal to be around. Different,
Yeah.
you know, my dad used to bring home women to my brothers, right?
Yep.
So all that is normal way of life, and I don't think it's taught to value a woman enough.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, here, what I was going to say earlier before I drop my train of thought is,
Dang, somebody said they was 10.
that's crazy. I stopped. I was at a party. Not a party. Somebody called me and was like, hey, come over here. And I was like, all right. And I showed up, and it was basically like an orgy going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it was probably
I wasn't there.
75% dudes and like 4 girls. So the
Wow.
comparison was probably, I mean, it was probably more than that. It was probably for every girl that was there, it was like 5 dudes.
Wow.
So I'm talking in a big old house, right?
So what
This
do we
was- this
do?
was when you- This was when you detached from me.
We learned to
No,
use
look, I
women
left.
as
No, I
options.
you think I stayed in there and no, like
Oh,
it hit me. I don't know if it was God or what, but it hit me, and it was
you
like,
got to go.
get out of here.
Yeah.
And I just remember what that felt like. Like I just quit. I quit hanging out with people like that, just because I'm like, there was a certain point where I was like, man, that ain't even me. Like,
Yeah.
but I knew. So what I thought was, I'm like, so leaving out of there, and I was drugged up all the time. But I had a moment of clarity. It was like, can you imagine that's somebody's daughter?
Hey, you can go here, but you ain't going here.
That's somebody's daughter. No,
like,
look.
I just seen what hell was like.
It hit me whenever I walked out there. I was like, that's somebody's daughter in there.
Yeah.
And it gave me the eeriest feeling. And the crazy thing about it is, a year and a half later, I have
You
my
had
own
a
daughter.
Yeah. God was showing you something.
Oh, look.
God was showing you something.
It makes me teary-eyed now thinking about it. Like,
That's the sickness of porn, right?
yeah.
Is it sells you a sexual fantasy, but it's actually somebody's daughter. It's actually somebody's wife, future wife.
Yeah.
You know, and you can never forget those images that you see, man. So we, as a young person, I was taught to view women as objects,
Yeah.
created for my sexual gratification.
So there is no
not
emotional ties.
Someone to be served, right? Not someone to be loved.
And that's what I'm saying. There is no emotional ties because the way we viewed women,
even the way you hollered at them, it was just,
hey, what's up?
Yeah, it was just for sex.
Mommy.
It wasn't so, hey, I
that,
want to get to know you. I want to, find out who you are.
What you're about.
It was, I'm trying to get to know you in the bed tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we all had our one, right? We all had our ones.
Look, hey, I was like, yes, we didn't got to be in the bed, or anything got to be tonight. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
So I think for our kids, the big dilemma is we live in a sexualized culture with TikTok, Instagram. So when we had to view porn, it was hard, right? You had to find a magazine.
Yeah.
It was a lot harder to look for. Now, sex is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Hey,
It's
what
on
they
their
say?
phone.
What they say? Sex sells.
It's on their phone in a click of a button.
Sex sells. I'm gonna show you how to be sexual, and you ain't even gonna know it. I can see it. Look, think about this. Think about the dances, right?
The dances.
Think about look at the dances that are trending right now, and go look at a young person's
Man, you
page.
know what made me sick the other day?
I'm telling you, it's you gotta think it's the enemy, right? But all it is just, hey, I'm going to make you sexual, and you ain't even gonna know it.
Who's a sex symbol, Jew?
Kim Kardashian.
Guess who had them on an ad?
Who?
Disney. When I was on my YouTube the other day, I seen a Disney ad, and it was for keeping up with the Kardashians.
On Disney?
Yeah, I guess Disney and Hulu do a package together, right?
Man, they had to keep come on, man.
So it wasn't on Disney, but it was a Disney ad.
Yeah.
It was Disney and Hulu, and the package was
Disney's narratives
you
are
can
twisted.
get Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I mean,
think about an 11-year-old
twisted.
girl watching that, thinking that's the image that I need. That's the look that I need.
No, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I gotta have my boobs out. I gotta have my butt out. I gotta have. So they're learning a sexualized culture.
Oh yeah.
And what's sexy and what's not at 10 years old now.
Think about this. Jordan Cressy just said it. Remember when at like the Tootsie Roll, that was considered risky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certain dances that we used to do was risky, but look at the TikToks that they make today.
Man,
the dances, right? And think about how quick a kid can catch on, right? So if you and we know what it is now, right? This is spiritual warfare. So we know that like there's an enemy out looking to seek to kill, steal, and destroy off top.
Yeah.
Right. And if I can catch you here, I got you.
Not
just that, I'm gonna teach you these dances.
There's a book about the evolution of a bathing suit.
Really?
And that's what it says.
But then I'm gonna make you feel bad about yourself, and I'm gonna say that being an introvert is okay now.
Or being pure. So what we do if a girl dresses modest?
Oh yeah, me and Julie were just
weird,
talking about
right?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty.
I think it is too. I said I love I would rather have my wife wear something that fits and blesses her. I mean that shows her body in a sense of not like the curves, like rather than having her booty out.
Yeah, it accents.
I mean having her titties out or having I'm saying like having her boot cleavage, showing cleavage, and her skirt being too short and her butt's hanging out when she bends over.
Because you got to think, but that's what she was taught was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think she ever wore that.
But I'm just saying, what are most women taught?
They teach that stuff.
That's what is beautiful. Less clothes, less bathing suit, tight bathing suit.
Put it this way: whenever I seen my wife and I knew that I was like, look, I'm about to be with her.
Devil in
the
the
blue
blue dress.
I'm telling you,
Devil in the blue
the dress that she had on, it covered everything.
I remember it. I remember hearing the story.
There was nothing showing, and there was nothing about it that was like, oh, I can see her boobs, or I can see her I can see her butt. I'm just saying there was nothing about it. Like it was just she was gorgeous. I seen. I'm like she's gorgeous. Like I want to be with her.
And this is why it's so hard, right? Because we live in a sexualized culture. If you wear one piece, you're weird, right?
Yeah. No.
If you wear,
I've even thought that.
If you wear, yeah. So, but 40 years ago, if you wore a 2-piece, you was weird. You was edgy.
Go back and look at the pictures.
So the evolution of a bathing suit was it went from a whole piece, like down to your knees, and it covered up everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had swimsuits on.
So they put a slit in it, and they thought that was risky. They put a stomach slit in it.
Risque.
And now you go to the beach, and guess what it is?
Thongs.
Cheeks out everywhere.
But if you see them in a bra and panties, it's, oh, my God.
Especially Miami Beach.
Man, everywhere, bro.
So I just think we have to place. It's a value system, right?
Absolutely.
That's what it is, and we have to teach, right? Man, and it always comes back to men. I believe that, man. That when
real points, Nick. I know.
When real men stand up and real men lead, real men teach, I believe that this world begins to change. So it's going to start in our household of, hey, teaching our kids. Look, there's a real world out here, and also attacking of facing the battle head on, right?
Yeah.
So when we see things like this, a world that's pulling at our kids, saying, look, no, you be this way, you do this, you look this way. It's okay to be depressed, right? It's okay to be. I'm telling you, so I went to the doctor with my daughter the other day. She had to get some shots. And I asked the doctor about, like, have we seen, like, I asked her about the mental health, basically, and what do the numbers look like on mental health over the past few years. And she said that it was at an all-time high, the cases of mental health with kids between the ages of, like, 6 and 12, right? Because it's in those ages, especially with COVID, that kids started to gravitate. You've seen it. I'm depressed, right? I'm
emo.
Well, yeah, I'm emo, right? Like I'm suicidal, right?
Cool on TikTok,
It's cool to be like
bisexual,
lonely,
right?
Lonely. Nobody likes me.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna make these videos of me crying because it gets more attention, right? And it's pulling at them, man, and it's a war, and it's they don't see it, you know what I mean? But when we notice it and we see it, man, we're called to fight that.
And I think that's why dad always have to spend time with your kids, your daughters, and you have to instill beauty in them.
I can't even lie though.
And what is beautiful, right?
No, you're exactly right.
Like when my daughter did the duck lips, it does something to me, right? But she looked at that was what was pretty,
right? But what about when your wife does it?
I'll be telling her too.
No duck lips.
I mean, what does the duck lips mean?
Because you know what, like when I think
what does the duck lips actually mean though?
Sexy. But when I think of here's what I always tell Jonna. You know what I think?
I thought it meant like kiss.
You know the best pictures I like are not posed pictures. I like when somebody catches a real picture in action. Right?
Oh yeah, that's dope.
I hate posed pictures because it's not real.
Yeah.
It's your standard of beauty, right?
Yeah, Nick's different though.
No, that's right. So that's what I try to explain to the kids. But there was somebody close to our family that was harming herself.
That's what heaven says. Self-harm is big.
Look, self-harm. And so I asked them, I said, does your friends do it? And they said, yeah. And I said, all right, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you one time. I said, if I ever see you doing this again, I will remove you from schools. You'll be homeschooled. I basically laid out all kinds of stuff. Do you think she did it again?
No, it was a fad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, during that season of COVID, like you said, they was gravitating to what everybody else was doing. And I'm sure some of these kids probably really did have a severe issue, but that just goes to show you the influence of people around us, right?
Influence in general, yeah.
And influence in general. Yeah. So we need to be the people to step up, not be your kids' friends. So now we're going back to, like, as parents now we see that, like, we're agreeing, hey, look, there needs to be a certain level of respect for there needs to be a whole level of respect for your body. But now we need to start preaching that to our kids, like saying, hey, you're more valuable than that.
Well, here's a big one. I think
you are far more valuable than rubies and gold.
Because she started thinking about her likes on, like on TikTok.
That's it right there.
Right? So if I only get 30 likes,
I didn't do good.
I didn't do a good video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what made the video good or bad? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, why does it, like, if one person liked it, is it a good video?
I'm trying to see why
if three people like it, is a good video.
Yeah, I got a different app over here.
So what happens is your kids learn because I need to do things to get likes, and that's what brings me completion.
We've seen that.
Let me make it more. Let me make content they like, right? Let me make content they want.
The series that came out, what was it? The where they did all the studies and stuff. Nick.
I was just saying they said Nick's on fire.
I know you was going like that.
Next week y'all just tune into the Nick show.
Put that post up,
y'all just tune into the Nick show.
Nick Martin preaches on Sundays. Redemption Place.
Yeah, we're gonna see how fire it is on Sunday at 10:30.
Consistency is key.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Sunday at 10:30. Then
go ahead.
So what was that thing on Netflix?
Bring that same energy.
The program that they did where they showed about all the things that social media does and how likes is connected to
that was called
psychologically. So it releases endorphins in our mind.
Man, that was
so
good.
The only
like button. They created the like button.
Facebook created the like button for that.
The social experience.
The social experience, right? Yeah. So think about this. Kids automatically, just like what you said about Bella, if I don't get a certain amount of likes, I guess I did something wrong. Yep. Right?
Look, November 22nd, marriage Q&A. Go ahead.
What is it?
Me and Jew in Heaven and John are doing a marriage live.
Are you?
Yeah. You don't know about that.
I don't know nothing about that.
All right, go ahead.
This is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah.
He's lying.
So basically, just like you said, the likes are related to did I perform good enough, right? Am I good enough? Do I look good enough? Something must be wrong with me if I didn't get...
Listen, does your shirt say White Lives Matter?
Yeah, but that's a different subject.
But think about that. The problem is, and this is what me and Bella talked about, do you get paid if you get 100 likes? Like, I know, right? What did that affect in your real life?
Yeah.
So what she did, and this is what I hated, she liked her own video.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I was like...
I think Jude
because she was like, she was like
my own videos.
She was like, Nick, she was like, Dad, you know how you get more likes? You like your own video.
Yeah, that's weird, bro.
And I'm like, but that ain't really a like, though.
Yeah.
But she created this one account, right? And it was called Preppy Girl Account. And she got 3,000 followers in one day.
Man, I know she was on cloud nine.
She was hype, right?
She was on cloud nine.
But I was so proud of her because she deleted TikTok off. She deleted it. Because she was like, Dad, I was getting too wrapped up in followers.
Yeah.
Because she lost them.
She deleted it.
Yeah, she deleted it.
How do you lose them?
No, I'm just saying she deleted TikTok off her phone.
When?
So
After
she lost all the...
Yeah, she was like, Dad, I'm getting too wrapped up in TikTok. And my followers, and I see what you're talking about, right?
She said my followers.
She said like she was.
I was like
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
But look, I started seeing her create Preppy Girl stuff. I'm like, hold on, Belle.
Hey, look, you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, she was just trying to create preppy stuff, right? Like one time she made a video.
Hey, Jude,
it was my night. It was my night routine, Preppy Girl night routine. And it was all like her shower gel, the deodorant,
the bath bomb.
The bath bomb. And I said, Bella, you didn't even take a bath tonight. I was like, that ain't even real. You didn't even take a bath tonight. But it was all for the video, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a cold piece right there, ain't it?
That is a cold piece.
Do all that effort, didn't even take a bath.
Man, that's life. That's what people are doing.
Hey, look, that's it right there. That's a perfect example of what people do in life.
All right, so
Andy Mineo says,
lead us on.
Andy Mineo says on his song, that's what we won't do or something. He said people would do anything for 1 million views, eat a stick of glue, dye their hair blue.
Wow.
Oh, what's a bar?
So he said most people would do anything for 1 million views.
And
you see it, right? You seen the girl that what she do to her hair? She put a super glue on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you even grown adults, they'll do anything for views, for publicity, for fame. And that's a scary thing that your kids
is a scary thing.
Are going to step in that reality, right?
Yeah.
He done tapped out.
He took us home.
Hey, Nick, he's leaning more
I mean,
over.
We've been on for about an hour and 15.
Anyway, so body count does. So we all agreed, right?
Body count matters.
Body count. There's other women. That's what I'm saying. Where did she was talking heavy in the comments. Did she just
Man, she's mad. Y'all about to have to wait till you go home.
Look,
body count don't matter if you married your wife, though.
Here's how I know that she ain't going to be mad. Because I constructed a nice bathtub for her. Yeah, when you got that type of bathroom, you don't stay mad too long.
You don't see. They got a real bathroom.
When you in the bathroom tonight,
they got a real bathroom in the house.
Tell her when she's in the bathroom tonight, just let it flow.
Man, look, my wife said he been running around for me. So have.
All right,
Drew, you
see
been
you
doing
next
good.
week.
Hey,
Drew's done.
Drew, you been doing good. I gotta give you a prize.
Hey, his coffee don't wear out.
Hey,
drunk it out.
Look, whenever you got the car and you about to run out of gas. Look, listen. but it's still going though. Like it might go for like 2 seconds, and then it just gives
you
out.
No more energy.
Then you turn the car off and then you turn it back on, and then you hit it again, and it might go. That's where I'm at right now.
That's why Amy just reminded me. She said, "Heaven said you ain't getting no sweet tea." Remember, Rob used to get heated. Rob used to get so mad.
Like Rob can't make the sweet tea.
They wrote it on.
I can't.
Hey, at one point,
man, I think she be putting her.
At one point, they wrote it on a jug that Rob's
sweet tea.
I went in there and drank.
Hey, you know what? That's a real name though. That would be a good name, Rob Sweet Tea.
They thought about selling it.
Mama Sweet Tea.
They thought about selling it at one point.
Mama Sweet Tea. Why don't we?
All it was
you can't make it like
that.
FDA.
Rob, I make some good sweet tea.
Bro, you can't make it like that.
All it is half a gallon of sugar.
Then make it. Then make it.
Amy, we appreciate your sweet tea.
All right.
We need to put a tag on it. We need to put a tag on it.
Y'all can share this podcast. We're trying to get some more.
We need to put a tag on that sweet tea.
We're trying to get some more viewers. Let us know some topics that y'all would like to hear us talk about, right? Jew's got a bench pressing going on. He sells.
I do too.
He sells all kinds.
Yeah, Rob's been working out months straight.
Jew, where can they find your programs at?
IrregularStrength.com. We're about to come out with a
what
you call it, Rob? What's the program?
It's called the 45-day hibernation.
Hey, I seen Rob
hibernation program.
Rob's getting in.
Jew, you should come out with a New Year's.
That's what we're doing.
A
45-day challenge.
Special.
That's what we're doing. But we're going to start it before New Year's to get a jump.
Everybody can buy it in December.
Yeah. So we're going to sell it, and we're going to do a giveaway.
It's
right?
going to call it Out of Hibernation.
Yeah. So whoever wins, there's a prize at the end, and we're going to make a basic program
to
follow. Look, because in 45 days, 45 days to change the world.
So how about we do this next year?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on though.
Everybody throw in $100 on a weight loss transformation challenge.
My baby getting rid of the middies.
And the winner wins it all at the end of the year.
Man, I'm down.
I ain't trying to lose weight.
I'm saying transformation.
You trying to lose weight?
No, transformation
challenge.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I just want to throw a plug out there. Listen, we all lately we've all been on our health kick. We've been going to see our doctors.
And Heaven said I look skinny.
Man, look, she said she
really
lost weight. But listen, for those of you who need a private care, a primary care physician, my girl Jackie Easler.
Where's she at?
She's over off of Breckenridge. And listen, when I say really cares about people's health, like literally, she cares about your health.
I might go see her.
I'm telling you, Jackie Easler. Jackie Easler. I'll drop her name in the comment section. But if you need a primary care physician, she'll get you in as soon as possible, and she's gonna get you back to health.
All right, so Jackie Easler, IrregularStrength.com. If they need a roof, who they call?
Man,
you already know who they call.
Man, no job too big, no job too
What's the
small.
slogan? You guys,
Martin Brothers Roofing does it all.
So Martin Brothers Roofing does it all. Call. What's the number?
Man, 502-504-ROOF. That is 502-504-7663. Give us a call.
So if you need a roof, call Rob, or Jew, or me.
And if you need prayer,
call the Reverend.
About your body count, call me.
Hey, yeah.
And hey, thanks for tuning in. Rob, close us out.
Man, you did a good job landing that plane.
I know. I plugged y'all. We plugged the doctor. We plugged MHP.
Man, look.
25 years going strong.
Terry got
Jew, what gym you go to?
Iron Edge.
Jew goes to the Iron Edge.
Yeah, we got some things in the
Let's go.
Things in the works. Get ready, guys.
I do want to put this out there. If you know a company or anyone that would like to sponsor this well put together podcast,
how much?
We have positions open.
Look,
we've been averaging about 7 followers.
We will talk about.
All right, Bill with us, right?
We'll talk about prices.
Here's the cool thing, though. Think about this,
you better get in now because in about a month or two, look, we're gonna be hot.
Look, people keep telling me they're like, look, I didn't get to catch the live, but I sit down and watch the whole video.
Hey, it's one guy texted me from Hoptown. He said, I didn't know my wife listened to y'all, but she asked me where y'all been at.
Look,
I was
right.
What I was talking about.
Hey, I was like,
speak it, baby.
Yeah.
I want to end with this one though. I was okay. Go ahead.
One more last thing. Be praying for my mother-in-law. She lost her husband.
Yeah.
2 days ago. So just be praying for her. If you can, check on her. She's a beautiful, greatest mother ever. So be praying for my mother-in-law. The funeral
my brother-in-laws be fired.
Man, I got the best mother-in-law on earth. And so be checking on her. Be praying for her. Funeral's next week.
All right, guys.
What you got? You said you had something.
I was gonna say, women love your husbands and husbands love your wives. Like, give them. I challenge you. Yeah, I challenge you this week. say something nice to your spouse every day of the week. Just say something nice to them. Just a challenge. Just say, hey, look, even if it's, hey, I love you and I appreciate you. Even if you say that every single day, when a man hears that and you look them in their face and you tell them, hey, look, I love you and I appreciate you. Like whenever they're feeling defeated, they remember those times. And I'm telling you, it does something to them. Godspeed. Like,
look, you like
they go
hearing it?
gorilla mode.
Show me.
when you hear, I mean, but that is showing by you coming up and saying, and stopping them and saying, hey, baby, I just want you to know,
My girl
I
said,
love you. I appreciate you. You holding it down.
hey, when my
Like-
wife says you the man, you the
Look,
best,
that's what. Hey, tell me that.
I'm ready to buy a property.
Hey, talk to me,
Yeah,
baby.
that's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
tell me-
It's the same
hey, say,
thing.
look, say,
I'm ready to
look.
be a millionaire.
Hey, daddy.
Hey, and husbands,
Hey, daddy.
let's not forget that I didn't forget about you. Man, make sure you make your wife feel beautiful.
That's what
Whatever
I'm
you can
saying.
do. And
Ooh.
sometimes things may not go the way you want them to go, but hey, men, we were created to take blows.
Lead.
Yeah.
We were created to lead. We were created to take blows. So I'll tell you what, take off your panties and put on some real man pants and carry the weight of your family
Wow.
and love your wife and love your kids and stop making excuses.
Wow.
Just stop making
And
excuses.
I'm gonna close out on this. Take this with you, chew on it, and digest it. Right?
I mean, that must be
Okay.
really good.
He's
Take
talking
it
to
with you,
us.
chew
It's-
on it, and digest
digest
it.
it.
Golly, all right, go.
I'd rather be one key that opens up multiple locks than multiple locks that are opened up by multiple keys.
DJ Khaled.
That's that song.
I thought you was about to say we got the keys.
Hey, but your
keys,
tune
keys.
wasn't all right.
We got the keys.
Don't you get too comfortable.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you
don't
next
be-
week.
Hey, don't be farting
Share
around
this on
doing-
all platforms, y'all.
Peace.
Cash App, Julius Maddox, and the regular
Yeah.
shrimp.